Brayden, stand right there. Stand right there. Look at me. What are you doing? It's.
I'm just pretending.
Okay, turn around. Turn around. Turn around. Turn around. Okay, come on, let's go. Can't see what you're doing.
You gotta think. Those little poles make sense.
Iron Man. So cool.
Oh, I don't want to do it again. Retry.
After, when we're on our way out. On our way out.
Please.
On our way out. Let's go. Stand right there. You want to stand right there and take a picture? Back up.
No, you like the statue though?
It's just a statue, bro.
Okay, good. Oh. Thank you. Oh, Spider-Man stuff. Come on, let's go. Let's go. We're just walking around. We just want to see what they have here. They have all the Funko. Oh wait, are these Funko stuff?
Far.
Clint was one of the original 6 Avengers, and because of this Hawkeye show, we get to share together all of who Clint Barton is in a very exciting way.
How much is this sock? Oh, this is cute. Oh, look at that. That's cool. What are you doing? Never mind.
There's a lot of those today. Is that new? Yeah.
Oh, go by the Avenger sign and then take a picture. Can you take a picture of us then? You and him first. Go you and him. Brayden, right here. Stand by Daddy. No. Oh no, you're good. You're good. You're good.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay, Brayden, by yourself. Okay, then you can take us. Just press the white button.
I want to see if I did the same pose as the other. I just stopped it. What's so important about that? So important about
Oh, look, who's that? Oh, Thor. How much are those? Mighty Thor.
I think they're all nothing. Nothing exclusive.
Let's go here. I was gonna.
Nothing holds value.
I was gonna get the Zero Dog, the popcorn bucket, but we already got the Mickey Mouse one, so I was like, never mind.
Oh, you're pretty. Don't touch the red dot. I'm trying to play that game. Don't touch the red dot. Don't touch the red dot.
That's cool.
It's going to be too. That's why I was like.
I'm trying to hide.
Let's go out now. What are you doing?
Oh, let us know because of discounts and stuff.
Watch out, baby. Watch out, Brayden.
For sure. If I could.
Spider-Man. How much is this?
Don't get me! Don't get me! Go.
Okay, let's go. Here you go. Yeah.
I'm gonna do it again.
Oh wait, he's the best. I want that wait to be longer.
Are we all three gonna?
Yep.
Are we all gonna?
Yep.
I'm going to be placing the circle toward the bottom half. Make sure to leave lots of room above because he has some accessories and they expand quite a lot. I'm going to use my shoulder to create a circle about the size of a baseball, or an orange is a good size. And I'm going to make a whole bunch of these to give you that very general shape. Once you do have your circle on your page, I'm going to then divide this in half by placing a vertical line right down the middle. And then this is kind of like you're cutting pizza, that kind of thing. And then we're going to cut this pizza about a third from the bottom. This is how I cut my pizza with my friends. That's their half, that's mine. Yeah, we don't share food here. From here, we're then going to add some lines on top of this. This looks nothing like Scrooge. So we're going to start off with his duck bill. So we're going to start off with his like smile lines, essentially. We're going to go to the side of the circle, and I'm going to add some C curves. So I'm going to go to this line, and right below it, I'm going to add this curve. It's going to go slightly inside the circle, and then back out. It's like a big old C there. Really stretched out. And then we're going to go below this, and we're going to add a large rainbow. So I'm going to add this rainbow at the bottom of the circle, and it's going to stretch off to both sides. So it should hover a little bit below the C curves we created, giving us a little bit of a gap. And we're going to combine these together with a C curve. So that's going to give us his top lip, or like the top of his duck bill. And I'm going to lock these shapes in. If you've never been here before, locking in just means I'm now going to darken in those lines. It's going to make them stand out and become way more permanent, so just make sure you're careful. But as you darken in your favorite lines, your light lines will fade into the background, which will be our goal. So if you didn't like your original circle, perfectly okay. It'll disappear as you darken in everything you do like. So right now, my duck bill is going to stand out way more than everything else. I'm going to lock all those lines in, and then we're going to add some thickness to this duck bill by adding a snout line. Now this is going to be a curved line that goes a little bit above the rainbow. It should kind of line up with the sides there. I'm going to add this flattened rainbow here, and not only does this act as like a bridge of his nose, but it also will be the place where we will add one of his accessories a little bit later on. That's pretty important. From here, we're going to then add some cheeks to that like mouth here. Now, if you couldn't tell quite yet, we're not giving him a smile because he's very bah humbug. He's just really grouchy. So we're going to give him this nice big frown, makes him look a little bit more like himself. So we're going to add these cheeks kind of surrounding these lines we created. I'm going to add another C curve. So it's going to make it look like his cheeks are like puffed up, like he's just really grouchy. And then we're going to lock those in as well. And we're going to use these cheeks to find the bottom of his mouth. Now, so we're going to go lightly through the top lip here, and I'm going to bring down this diagonal. And where that diagonal comes out is going to be where his bottom lip will start. So it's not as big as the top lip there, but I'm going to add 2 C curves, right where those diagonal lines end up. And we're then just going to merge those together with another rainbow. Really pushing that frown. If we were drawing Donald, sometimes he's a little bit happier than Scrooge, even though he does have some sass. We might open up his smile. We only ever see Scrooge happy during Christmas, though. He's been visited by the spirit. He's like finally a joyful human being, or I guess a duck. He's not even. That's fine. From here, we are going to move up to the top half of his face, though, and we're going to begin with his most important feature, which are his eyes. Now, for his eyes, since we're going to be making him grouchy, they're not going to be really big. We're going to bring down some eyebrows to kind of cover them up, which is why Scrooge is one of my favorite characters to draw, because you don't have to be able to draw a perfect circle or an oval in order to get his eyes just right. I'm going to go to the center of my T here, and I'm going to bring up a large diagonal. So it's going to go off to the side of the circle. It's already going to start to make him look a little bit grouchier with this big V here. But we're then going to follow this shape to give him his eyebrows. I'm going to go to the center of that, right at the bottom of the V, and I'm going to start off with this U curve. And then I'm going to follow the diagonal with a slight curve to it to make it look a little bit more natural. We almost never see straight lines with a character. It makes them look a little too robotic. So I like to curve that out. It should look like a very sassy check mark, like Nike, just do it. Yeah. We don't own them yet. right. You'll see us up here in Nikes next week. I hope, I need new shoes. Now that we do have that check mark here, though, we're going to do the same thing on the other side, but rather than adding an additional U, we're just going to piggyback off of the other one. I'm going to start from that point and add this curve and lock that in as well. From here, we're just going to fill in this gap to find his eyes. And his eyes are technically ovals, but to begin them off, we're just going to go to the side of his eyebrow, pretty close to the side of the circle. And I'm going to add a large C curve. So you can just follow the same shape as the side of his head. And then I'm going to add a U shape on the bottom, and this will curve into the center to merge with that eyebrow. So it's going to give him those nice big eyes, and we're going to lock that in. Now from here, we're going to wake him up by giving him his pupils. And I'm going to show you how to draw his classic pupils that we see in like his movies. You know, he's like in Mickey's Christmas Carol, but he's also known for DuckTales. Oh, you know, I love DuckTales. So, but if you want, I'm going to draw the classic eyes. But if you want to give him a different shape, you definitely can. You could put something else in there, like hearts. Maybe he's mad with love. You could put money signs. That would fit him super well. Or you could put his lucky coin. Does anyone know what kind of coin is his lucky coin? No, I think someone said it. His lucky dime. That was like the first money he ever made. So I think Mr. Krabs, if anyone likes SpongeBob. Yeah, same thing, same concept. But from here, we're going to add these pupils, and I'm going to add them toward the center of his head shape, kind of in the corners here. I'm going to add a full oval, and it's going to be slightly covered up by the eyebrows. That'll push that angry expression just a little bit more. And I'm going to lock in only the parts we still see. So the parts of the pupil that are covered up, we're going to leave nice and light. And no matter what shape you choose for his eyes, you're going to want to make this the darkest part of your drawing. The eyes are what we call the window into the soul, so they should always be the first thing you see when you look at the character. Now that his eyes are nice and dark, we're going to give some thickness to his eyebrows. These are like 90s thin. We need to thicken them out just a little. We're going to go to the edge of his head shape, and I'm going to add this J shape, or like a candy cane. It's going to curve around the original line, and it's going to stop about halfway down. So this will leave his head shape. He's got some very big eyebrows. From there, we're going to combine his bill with the rest of his face. So technically speaking, ducks, their duck bills are kind of a separate feature. You know, it's a different kind of texture as well. I'm going to add this curve, just bringing this toward the eye. And they kept this for a very specific reason. They wanted to make sure that all of the ducks had this like creative freedom, that if like Donald or Scrooge gets like bonked on the head, their duck bill could come straight off, and it kind of adds with the comedy. So we want to make sure that those are connected there. From here, we're going to start with some more like key Scrooge things. Like right now, this is looking a lot like Donald. They are related, but we need to make it look more like Scrooge. The first thing we can add are his sideburns. He has these feathers that come off to the side, and we're going to add these by going down to his cheek, and I'm going to start off with a shark fin shape. So I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to add a curved line curving down, and then I'm going to bring this back up, and this should curve a little bit above his cheeks. And then I'm going to go a little bit lower than halfway down his head, and I'm going to add a curve going the opposite direction. Going to curve up. We're going to bring that back down, so it's going to be another shark fin. And we're going to add one in the center to kind of even that out. We're then going to lock these in and define those. And then it already will start to make it look a lot more like Scrooge. He does have some other key features though. We do need to add some feathers on the top of his head as well. Makes him look a little less nice, I guess. So the sharper the lines for a character, the more villainous they will look. So he has a lot more points to him than some of the other ducks. Like if you look at Daisy, she has like no points. Even though she can be very sassy, she's definitely very nice. I mean at times, just, you know, she's like a frenemy kind of situation. But we're gonna go to the very top of her head, and I'm gonna add 3 more feathers, but they're gonna curve off to the side. So I'm gonna add a few more shark fins, one going up, one going down the middle, and one pointing down. The more feathers that he has, the more evil he's gonna look, which he gets in better days, but as a whole, he's pretty evil. We're then going to connect that to his eyebrow by following the circle, and we could do the same thing on the sides, going from his eyebrow to the sideburns. Now the very last things we need for our Scrooge are his accessories. I mentioned that he has a few. Can anyone see what we're missing? Spectacles, for sure. Those are his tiny little glasses. And what else? His top hat, exactly. The top hat is very iconic for him. We're gonna start off with the spectacles first though. We're gonna add those little glasses right over the snout line I mentioned a little bit earlier. I'm gonna add a circle underneath each pupil. We wanna make sure that he can actually see out of his glasses. So I'm gonna add one right below, just sitting right on top of that line. And we're gonna merge them with a rainbow in the middle so that they connect. Very simple little glasses there. And from here, we're going to now give him his top hat. Now the top hat isn't like his most iconic thing, so I love it. But we're gonna go down through the feathers here, and I'm going to start off with his flattened U, and it's gonna go a little bit through that, that's fine. A little bit above his head. And then I'm going to stretch this off to the side, so we're gonna add a curve, and this should curve down about in the middle of that space between his eyebrow and his sideburns. So it's gonna look kind of like a hot dog bun, or like a little canoe or something. We're then going to add the top of his top hat, and this is where you can get really fun with your drawing. Now, technically speaking, in like the cartoon world, the animation world, most of the time, the bigger the hat, the richer the person. That's just kind of how it is. Well, I don't know if you were here for the last class, but we did discuss Disney has a lot of some of the richest characters, and Scrooge Mcduck is the richest fictional character of all time. I'm not kidding, he's 5 times richer than Tony Stark. Yeah, no, like he's super rich. Yeah, he's worth roughly $70 billion as of like 2021. Yeah, like as of like last year, he's really rich. He swims in gold for fun. For that reason, he should have the biggest top hat of all time. So if you want to fill your entire space with the top hat, go ahead. You could definitely do that. He deserves it. This is probably the one modest thing about Scrooge is that he has a smaller top hat. I'm now going to go a little bit in from the eyebrow, and I'm going to bring up a diagonal line. It's going to get wider as it gets taller. Bless you. And then we're going to curve this with a rainbow at the top, and it's up to you how high you want to make that. I'm then going to lock this in. We're going to start with the rim here, and then we're going to lock in the part of the top that we still see. Now, technically speaking, he should have like a Doug Dimmadome hat. Well, you know, it's like absolutely massive. But this is how we would see it in the shows and everything else. I'm also then going to add a band. So if you go toward the bottom of his head shape here, or the bottom of the hat, I'm going to add another rainbow. And if you would like some extra credits, I like to shade in the hat, and I like to leave a little bit of a shine to the top there. And that helps just give him a little bit more of like that rich kind of posh kind of look. Because if I was the richest stuff, I would get my hat shine. But anything else you want to add will now be up to you. Find a spot on your page and sign your name nice and proud, because every artist needs a signature, and that's it. Now, I would love to see all of your drawings if you don't mind. So we're going to be doing a bit of an art show. On the count of 3, I'm going to have everyone lift up your boards, and we're going to see how you did, all right? That's okay. That's fine. Here, I'll give you a second. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Scrooge Mcduck. Fantastic. Love the big top. That's amazing. You're looking so good all around. Really ferocious eyebrows. You're looking amazing. You brought your own sketchbook. Love that. Your dedication. That's amazing. He's got the money. Is he sitting on something? He's sitting on your head.
I want to see, honey.
Those are great. You guys are looking so amazing all around. Really
Good
dark
job. Ooh,
eyes.
nice
Love that.
one. Good job.
That is absolutely massive. I love it. Great job all around. Give yourself a nice big round of applause.
Yay. That was cool. You gotta sign your name, baby.
Now you have officially passed the Animation Academy.